Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good evening, wherever you're at. How you doing, guys? What's going on? Plutope, Soul AI Labs, William, XYO. Where'd you go? All right, excellent. What's up, Plutope? How we doing today?
Yeah, hi. I'm doing good.
Good, man. Good. Pleasure to have you again. Always nice. Soul
Yeah,
AI Labs, you there? What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Carlton, right? Great
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
here
yeah.
again.
What's up? Welcome back. Nice. William, what's up, brother? How we doing?
Um, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, pleasure to chat with you live. We've been back and forth for a while, so nice to have you up here. Thanks for joining. XYO, bring you back up here. I'm not sure where you went. All right, there you go. What's up, XYO? Marion, is that you?
Good morning. It's really nice to be with you guys today.
GM. Where are you calling from?
San Diego, California, which is
Oh,
we're a work from home company, so we're worldwide, but we started in San Diego, and a lot of us are still here.
oh, nice. Okay, you're not too far away from me. I'm just in Nevada.
Gotcha.
Yeah, nice, awesome. Well, it looks like we have everybody here. Excited to talk about DePin discovery, the ultimate guide. DePins have been a major narrative in the space for the coming months, and they're really starting to take hold. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about this subject and really get some good insights. These companies have been building awesome applications, for us to use for quite a while now, and these are the guys that we want to ask these questions. So if anybody in the audience has a question, don't forget about our giveaway today. We're going to be giving two prizes away, $25 in USDT to each. And at the end of the space, of course, you need to be you need to be present in the space to be invited to the speaker panel and to claim your prize at the end. So just drop a question in the comments, whether it's in the actual space itself or on the tweet. I'll be checking both throughout the space to see who's posting questions, and we'll pick the winners. So let's get right into this, guys. Welcome everybody, Deep End Discovery, and we're going to talk to the hosts, see who's talking behind the scenes, and who's behind each company first, and getting a little bit of intro. So XYO, if you could start, we'd love to hear about you and XYO for real quick.
Awesome. So I'm Marianne Cummings. I'm the head of XYO operations. I'm very proud to tell everybody who will listen that I'm the longest tenured employee of the company, other than our CEO. I'm almost exactly 9 years right now. XYO started, okay, so XY Labs started in 2012, but XYO started in 2018. And we were conceived as what is now called a DePin well before the term was even coined, years before the term was coined. And we had millions of nodes in what is now our DePin um, by the time anybody had even ever heard the term DePin. Um, and what we do is we started out with a location and IoT kind of model, and we realized that we were thinking too narrowly, and started kind of doing what we did for virtually any data that we want to. And we have a mobile app called Coin that that makes up the majority of our nodes, and that we use to aggregate and broker our data.
Wow. I had no idea that you guys have been building in this space for like the last 10 years. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, we were IoT first, but yeah, we have a lot of experience in this. We do.
Awesome. Well, glad we brought you up here because you're the person that we want to ask all these questions to. So thanks, Marianne, for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
pleasure to have XYO, of course. Plutope, what's up?
yeah. So all good. PlutoPay. My name is Sap, and I look into the marketing and operations of PlutoPay. PlutoPay is an uncustodial crypto wallet, and we provide on-ramp and off-ramp services within the wallet itself. And besides that, we also recently launched our crypto debit cards. So the virtual card is live. as of now, and the physical card will be live probably by the end of this month.
Nice, nice. And you said your name is Saf, right? Did I hear that? Saf or Safe?
Yeah, SAF.
Saf. Okay. Well, Saf, pleasure to have you. And we've had you on before, so it was always nice having you guys. And of course, Plutope. So pleasure. And Soul AI Labs. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, hey man. Great to be here again, like I said, and I'm saying hi from San Jose, not far from Santiago. And yeah. Back to me. I'm David. My name is David. And I'm with Soul AI. I'm the VP. We're a startup company, and we do have a lot of experiences in the crypto area, like DeFi or Metaverse. We make our like protocols, and so yeah, so AI. Last time I was in Consensus in Austin, and I was introducing our project to another dude, and then one of my friends just came in. Hey, they are just making AI models, AI avatars, AI clones for the OnlyFans models. I mean, it's not wrong, but we're much more than that. Essentially, we're trying to change the traditional way that influencers interact with fans. It's only a one direction way usually, right? Like posting stuff and then the fans only rate. But now we try to make it a two direction way. So we do make the AI avatars, AI clones for everybody, mainly influencers and creators. So we by doing so, we democratize the access to the conversation and communication with your idols, with your icons, with your favorite persons, celebrities. So in that way, you get more inspiration, and you can also share your feelings, with the ones you love, but you can't reach. Just like in the morning, I was doing gardening, right? And I do want to share the moment with my favorite icon, like oh man, I just kind of forgot the name in English, but anyway, and so this is a example. And also when I was looking at my like Bitcoin account, right? I do kind of like to share about the price action and the relationship with the ETFs with Saylor, Michael Saylor. So that's an example. Well, back to DePin, right? Since we are doing this influencer economy, creator economy business, we do have a AI device that is a physical form of the AI clones of the influencers that we clone, right? And also this device providing a CDN acceleration, which is content delivery network function. So that's a deeping service for as this device can provide. So well, glad to share more with all of you.
Oh, wonderful, Dave, and pleasure to have you and Soul AI Labs again. Love it. And one thing that he already said was democratize. That I feel like that perfectly explains DePin. So, wait, nice to get right into it. And William, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Like I said, I hope to become a regular in your show here. A little bit about me. I actually started off as like a software developer way back in 2010. I got introduced into crypto back in 2017. I initially started off as like a developer advocate. I started learning more and more about how to properly speak to communities and audiences and how to properly market to them. And ever since then, I've fallen in love with building communities and marketing for them. More recently, I've been kind of working on the investment side, helping startups get funding rounds and stuff like that. So I've really seen an uptick in startups who are looking for VC funding in the space in the world of like DePin and RWA. And me myself, I helped with the RWA project back in 2023. It was mostly like a real estate RWA project, and it was a lot of fun building out that community and DePin and how it supports the whole, the whole narrative of decentralization and allowing people to own real physical assets. I think it's all an amazing narrative. in the space, it's always been kind of unclear, exactly what will kind of bring, everything to the forefront. And I think that, the narrative with AI and, RWA and DePin really kind of bring everything back to the forefront after like the hard market that we've had like the past year or so. So it's a lot of fun to kind of be back in Web3 now. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Woo! I agree completely, man. That's awesome. You just named the three major narratives in crypto: AI, DePin, and RWA. And DePin and RWA are really starting to take over. But of course, AI is integrated to all of it. So thanks so much for coming, everybody. Thank you guys for those awesome intros. And let's get right into it. But first, how we got together today is we all use the Collab Hub. The Collab Hub is a platform for companies to collaborate together organically. And so sign up to the Collab Hub, find a Twitter space that you want to be a part of, sign up there through the platform, and then join us here on Spaces. That's how we all got together. So thanks so much again for everyone joining and for everybody requesting to speak. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys off of the speaker panel, and this is because we will wait until the end of the space to pick the winners. So please don't take this personal with me taking you off the requests here. But thank you so much, everybody, for requesting already. That's awesome. We love it. We love the engagement. And if you do want to retweet the space, that'd be awesome. And so the first question for the panel is, and this is for everybody, just raise your hand if you want to talk. Of course, what are DPINs? And why are they gaining so much traction in Web3 in the past few months? Jeez, anybody? Don't make me come up with something. Soul AI, please.
Yeah, well, as the name tells everything, right? Decentralized physical infrastructure, right? So, well, it actually makes a lot of sense by itself. It's the physical infrastructure such as the internet service, right? Such as the traffic map, traffic data and imaging. So those and energy like charging network. So those things it was totally controlled by a centralized company like all the three major carriers in the United States and more like a monopoly. And now it's an easy way for startup to really rapidly get users, and everybody was motivated because there's a tokenization and all the new economy system involved. So and well, as to the why the DePins are getting so much attention, so, well, this is a major narrative for this bull run. I mean, for the crypto market. Last time was metaverse, and then back then was DeFi. So every time we have a major topic, and this time it's a little bit different. I would say it's a much more of the physical world is involved, and much more impact and is made, and it's like not just crypto guys can get involved, right? When we're talking about summer DeFi, like a normal dude cannot just like outside the Web3 will not join that, and there's a lot of things like security and all these like password face stuff to stop them from getting in like comfortably. But this time it's like everybody can like buy a Helium mobile phone or SIM card and get some of the tokens by just walking around, right? So and take me as an example, I do drive the Hive Mapper like camera like every day, and I drive around and collect some of the street images and get some tokens. That's either way, but in the same time, I contribute to the whole community, and those companies do use the image that I was providing, and I do think that coming, they every other time like now and then, and I got a notification say, okay, your image is used, right? And then I got the rewards on like on top of the regular ones that I got. So yeah, that's to recap. I mean, this time when the physical world is more and more involved, this is a major shift from like a crypto world being crypto world to crypto world more like adopted and for normal dude.
Interesting. XYO.
I think in the end, it's pioneers like us are kind of just proving that, in the immortal words of Todd Howard, it just works. It's more than just like the Web3 space DePins. We're seeing a lot of success, and we've been seeing a lot of success with other kind of decentralized models, right? So think of ride sharing versus like traditional cab companies, for example. Um, you're able to grow exponentially with a DePin in a way that you can't with a more traditional physical infrastructure network. Um, by utilizing equipment that already exists, that people already have, by giving sovereignty to your nodes, whatever type of node that might be, growth is just so much more viral, so much easier, so much more cost effective. um, it's kind of at this point in the development of human technology, it's almost a no-brainer, I think. Um, and those of us who got into the space very early are proving that it's very viable model. So it just makes sense for other people to be getting in on it and seeing what other use cases it might have.
Yeah, being able to provide an infrastructure that is cheaper, easier to use, and you can be incentivized to use it. It just makes it all makes perfect sense, and there's no reason why that this kind of infrastructure shouldn't scale exponentially to benefit those that are involved. And I think that's one of the reasons why DePin's such an important subject. Yeah, Marion, what's up?
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting space, and DePin's, and as we're entering, and I know that XYO has kind of been building in this space for a while, and they've been providing this infrastructure for as a DePin, but why is this right now just starting to become such a large narrative? Like I know, like this just happens in crypto. Like you have like the NFT narrative, and you have the AI narrative, and you just like have these different narratives that come up. But why depends right now, and like what are the main like industries that depends are involved in right now? Like, is it computing? What is this industry right now?
Are you asking me specifically, or is that for everybody?
For everybody.
I'll let someone else go then.
Well, I'll make some examples really quick. First, we already mentioned the internet service like Helium and the Roam and also the traffic data and the street imagery. Except HiveMapper, there are many more players like Natix. They're doing good just by using your phone, and you don't need a specialized camera. And also weather data collecting, Weather XM, and Nubila. Uh, it in this business for a long time, for about 9 years, but they recently had changed to like the deeping strategy. Before they were just selling their device and no tokens involved. And I know some friends are doing a decentralization of energy service, like charging stations, name it X Charge, and also electrify it. And also for us, we do have the CDN, like a content delivery, like network service at the deeping. So we have the smartwatch. Well, and also there's much more about the AI, like GPUs, decentralization, GPU computing stuff, and the file. I would say Filecoin, right? They were the grandfather of deeping. I would say they do this decentralized storage, right? So that's a lot, but those are the ones that I've heard of, I've used, and so makes sense to me. And I leave it to the rest of you to come up with more.
Definitely, yeah. I've seen those. Like you said, I've seen the noise, providing like noise feedback where with wherever you are, turning on your microphone on your phone and providing that data to the infrastructure. Just the list goes on. Marion, did you have anything to add at the beginning
No,
there?
I think you covered it very well, actually.
Oh, gotcha. Um, and just being a provider, being an ordinary person, providing, say like Wi-Fi. We've seen those before, and so yes, the industries are going to continue to scale. And Marion at the beginning kind of used, an example of like ride sharing and the taxi service. That's just a step in the right direction. Do we get a rev share, as a contributor for Uber? Not yet, but that will be that is the goal, for this infrastructure, making a more fair and beneficial way to interact with the ecosystem. Um, and so, what advantages do DPINs offer over traditional infrastructure systems? And we might have already discussed this, but does anybody have anything additional to add to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, please,
Okay.
Seth. Go ahead, brother.
I would say that decentralized has yeah, means the DePin. We can say four major things that it has to offer in terms. So one, it's transparent because of the use of blockchain technologies, and here obviously there is accountability, efficiency, and inclusivity. So whoever the stakeholders in there, so they're accountable for the actions. And since it's on the blockchain, it's very transparent and all the informations are public. And since the resources sharing from the consumer point of view, so we can include, it's not a centralized one, so it's also have inclusivity because more people can be a part of it. uh, Either they can, if we have tokenized the process, so maybe they can contribute to the governance tokens, or there are lots of ways, other ways. So yeah, I would say that these are the major advantages of that.
Hmm. So, like you had mentioned, like a governance token, like being able to offer everybody within the ecosystem like rewards with a governance token, making it autonomous and easy to use,
Yeah,
within a smart contract or on the blockchain kind of thing.
yeah, on the blockchain. So basically, things will mostly run on the blockchain, and if we are providing with them with the governance tokens, so it will provide more the users to miscontribute towards the system, and since the decisions would be made collectively. So yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. Thanks for that insight, brother. Marianne.
Um, one of our core tenets at XYO is sovereignty. And I'd kind of like to speak to the way that DPINs facilitate sovereignty. So I was just listening to something the other day about how kind of the early internet was more like a ring of people all facing each other, right? If you envision the way that it worked, everybody was kind of in a ring facing each other, talking to each other, interacting with one another, right? And today's internet is more like an auditorium full of people facing a stage. It's more centralized. We're more here to interact with specific products and specific people. And one of our co-founders, our CEO Ari, he's very about kind of that early web um level of sovereignty where we all have our own piece, we all have our own control. And I think people are ready to get back to that to at least some degree, right? People want some control over their experience. They want to know that they're free to use their piece of the internet the way they want to use it, right? And it gets frustrating having to deal with really centralized systems where everything is dictated to you. Um, and you're just interacting with something where you're kind of disposable, right? Um, DPIN offers a level of just self-reliance and freedom that a more centralized system cannot offer. And we're really all about that. That's really important to the way that we think on a philosophical level.
Nice, William.
Well, I believe what was the original question? It was like, how Web3 has advantage. Well, how DePin's infrastructure kind of is better than the traditional one. I like to think about it this way. Anytime we have some really good move in the market where everybody's kind of positive, people tend to like to come together and contribute, right? So, when it's the bear market, it's not really that case. So, with everybody kind of being in higher spirits, we're kind of coming together once again as a community. And when you see that type of positive energy or movement, and then we see a product where we have more freedom to kind of contribute, build, be rewarded. I mean, this type of technology that in like RWA really lends itself to be a easily marketable and scalable, type of ecosystem. So I think you just really don't get that with centralized infrastructure systems. Not only with that, it also feels like it's kind of already settled in. There's not really much innovation to be had there. And it's already being, kind of controlled or already kind of being pre-managed where a lot of people in the space and in the general public they look at things that they can contribute. And it's when I worked at a RWA project, it really felt kind of like a crowd-funded community project as people kind of pulled their financials together in order to benefit a greater good. And DePins kind of support that type of narrative of bringing people together and getting people rewarded. And I think that's just a great thing to have in the space when you have a lot of like meme tokens and stuff like that flying around. You have something that works towards a more tangible and profitable future just for the general public. So I think that's where, kind of from a community's perspective that, there's a huge edge over, what we're doing here with DePin versus like traditional infrastructure networks. And we're also, allowed to innovate in this space and it's accepted.
Definitely, I'd like to highlight one thing so far with Mary and William, disposability. So everybody feels in Web 2, everybody feels disposable. You don't really have a say in what you do, or you don't have really say of what the company does, or you don't really have control over anything. You're just kind of there, and you want to use the service, and that's it. Well, with DeepIn, you actually have a say in what's going on. Whether you're voting through a DAO, or whether you're paying. Say you get the governance token, and you have rights. Through the blockchain to make a suggestion or whatever it is. That is true control, true transparency of what's going on within the ecosystem, opposed to Web 2. You don't know anything. And say you get banned on a social media or something, you're just completely out of control. And DePin and really Web3 in general is completely shifting, that ideology to a new way of doing things. So with DePins, there's a whole bunch of incentives, right? It's consumers and providers, are both incentivized. Just could you guys give examples of how consumers and providers are incentivized to use the infrastructure? Yes, Marion.
I am so excited to answer this one. Um, so in 2019, so XYO started in 2018. In 2019, we introduced the Coin app. Um, and I think someone else, I think it was Soul AI, introduced the concept of Nadix, who is a close partner of ours. We're partnered with Nadix, and they do something similar to what Coin does. In that we decided to outsource some of our location data to our users, and that's kind of when we started to really develop that idea of a DPIN. Um, And we thought that the best way to get people to start becoming XYO nodes was to create a mobile app that would incentivize them to become an XYO node. And what we did was we gamified the app and made sure that it paid out rewards. And initially, Coin directly paid out in XYO. Now, Coin pays out in a point system called Coin, that allows you to redeem it for XYO or for a variety of other things that you might want, including like game systems and technology and things like that. Although, as Marcus loves to say, by far our most popular redeem is the XYO cryptocurrency, um, which we then buy back on the open market for Coin to pay back out. So that's an important part of our DePin cycle, is making sure that we're giving rewards out in Coin and doing buybacks. But by choosing to create a product that ran on devices that people already owned. Everybody has a smartphone. It's again going back to ride shares. It's like everybody has a car, everybody has a smartphone. Um, we found a way to easily incentivize something that was kind of already working. So like it was kind of our initial thought on it was like, what if Pokemon Go rewarded you instead of asking you to pay? So we pay you to play it, and then and you not only have the fun of getting to play it, uh, you're also generating data. Like you're generating location data, and now Coin does a lot more than just location data. We do rewarded ads, we do surveys, all kinds of data in that app that you're generating for us that we then can broker and sell, and then we give you a piece of that pie. We give you the value of your data back, and it works really well. Some people even in America have like a whole side hustle, like cab drivers, long haul truckers. They have a really nice side hustle coming from Coin. In lower income countries, some people that's their income. Because we're worldwide. As long as it's legal to use Coin in your area, you can use Coin. Um, and we're very careful about like fraud or anybody is submitting falsified data. We're a data company, so we're extremely aware of that. We're extremely careful about that. But if you're submitting good data to us, we're rewarding the hell out of you. And we're very proud of what we've been able to accomplish. We have 7 million nodes through this system in the last 5 years, since 2019 when we introduced it. Um, it's just a system that's working extremely well for us.
Wow. Yeah. That's a prime example of how easy it is to be a part of a beneficial ecosystem that anybody can be a part of. Just you have a smartphone, and all somebody would do would say they would navigate to your website, or what's the best way to actually like being a part of this, because it sounds really easy and quick to be a part of.
Yeah, and it is free to play. And thank you for bringing that up. I was like, oh, I should have mentioned the website. It's coinapp.co. And it's free to play. It's free to download. We do have subscriptions to get greater rewards, but like definitely check it out if you like that kind of game. If you're looking for a side hustle, coinapp.co.
Nice. I'm definitely going to check that out. Thanks, Marion, for bringing that up. I definitely need to do more research on that. And the way that you kind of explain that really makes it feel like it's like, instead of paying for something to benefit from it, you're actually just using it to benefit from it, and it's like almost like debt to you know I don't know, I'm not sure really where I was going with that, but it's very important to understand the difference between paying for a service and benefiting from it, and then
Mm-hmm.
also and then just using the service to benefit from it. It's just simple as
Right.
that. So that kind of plugs into like the fair pricing, because we've always seen like large conglomerates kind of controlling the pricing, whether it be housing or products or any service. We don't really have a say in the prices of what of the products and service we're purchasing, whether it be domestic or worldwide. these prices are controlled by the people wanting to profit from it in any industry. And so how does DePin kind of shift that way into the community, kind of dictating the price and making the pricing more fair for everyone to use? Yes, Saf, go ahead, man.
I would say that since deep-end pricing models are based on operational expenses that are incurred by individual providers within the network, so therefore it eliminates any unnecessary markups, and so we have say better prices, and it reflects actual cost that is incurred. And since there's also no required for a centralized platform, so the platform fees are reduced like in the traditional system in the centralized ones. So DPNs have minimal infrastructure overheads, so there is potentially lower fees for users, and the market is also transparent due to the blockchain. So I think these are the major factors that contributes towards better pricing.
Sure, sure. Um, and like we're so used to just taking the company's word for it and saying oh, okay, I'll pay this price, I'll pay for this service. There's not much we can do about it. But if we knew truly, if they were making 300, 400, 500%, is that really necessary to keep the ecosystem going, or are they just greedy, kind of thing? And we'll be able to see those types of things on the blockchain. And I'm really glad that you brought that up, Saf. That's a really good point.
Maybe we can see that. I'm not sure about that, but uh, companies usually had that data. But as far as blockchain is concerned, everything is public, everything is viewable, and if the community is contributing, if the depend is working in the ideal manner, so the community will be contributing towards the resources, and things would be more transparent. Then definitely we'll have a fair pricing.
Definitely. Yeah. And the one thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around, because any company needs to be profitable in order to do the things that they need to do to scale and to properly, grow, to offer services, to numerous areas in the world, right? And so with DePin, the profit share would of course, that it would be distributed evenly, and there would be a proper organization of it all in order to encompass the right amount of profit and the benefits for everyone joining. But because DPIN is decentralized and everybody's providing to the infrastructure, it makes it much easier and less friction to grow. Therefore, much easier to decrease the prices of things and allow everybody to benefit. And there's many ways, I'm sure, to organize the way that people earn and everything through DePin, which I'm not going to get into that. Whether it be like providing the data, as another revenue stream for the company, and there's just so many ways to utilize the infrastructure. And so my next question is, what as DPINs become more prominent, how can users get involved with this emerging ecosystem? Because people say or think they're like, oh, DPIN, I don't really know what it is, and they kind of just shut off. But don't shut off, because this is a main narrative that will be, it's just starting. So yes, please, Marion.
Well, I mean, obviously, I already mentioned the coin app, coinapp.co. But we also have another product called XYOS. So it works a little bit differently. It's still very new. It's in the early beta stage right now. But if anybody wants to check it out, it's node.xyo.network. And it can basically turn any device into a node for XYO. And what we're doing with that one, as opposed to Coin, is we're building a lot of utility into it. So the plan is to make it something that people want to interact with every single day, that will give you a lot of value in terms of what you get out of it. And give you a lot of sovereignty in the way that you interact with people. Like, we want to do peer to peer. chats, for example, things of that nature, where you own your node, where your device is your node, and you can interact with the internet, kind of your own internet, your own place on the internet. Much in the way that once upon a time we may have had our own website or our own bulletin board or something like that, but in a more modern and kind of more utilitarian way, a more useful way. There are, I know that I'm sure there are lots of ways to do. There's probably as many ways to do DPIN as there are DPINs, but our way with coin and then our way with XYOS is to make sure that it's very sovereign, that everyone is having their own experience, that everyone is getting the value of what they put into it. So yeah, I encourage people, if they want to get involved in a very established DPIN, uh the one of the oldest, just about the oldest. I think there's maybe one or two DPINs older than XYO. Um and again, we have 7 million nodes. Then we have two really easy ways to do it: coin and XYOS.
Yep. And these applications, it just goes to show you that if you're wondering what DPIN is, that's one of the main indicators that this is just like the phase of trying to understand all the applications that it can go into. And XYO is kind of they're really leading the narrative in this aspect, because if you just go and you look at their website and learn exactly what they're doing, you'll be able to learn a lot more about DPIN, and that's very important that someone would do that if you are interested in learning and in being involved in the up and coming narrative. Because everybody in Web3, everybody in crypto wants to be a part of something that is going to scale the most. And that's DPIN and RWA are definitely it. So definitely keep an eye on that. Does anybody else have anything that they want to add in regards to being able to actually take advantage of some of the things that you guys have to offer? And all these requests, guys, thanks so much for the requests, but we're going to wait to bring you up at the end. Don't forget to drop your questions in the comments for a chance to win the $25 in USDT. And so, oh yes, please. Is somebody, David?
Well, yeah. Marian gave a great example of providing gamification, so users will not think like, okay, I'm just doing a job or work, right? So, it actually echoes to our project. We also make deeping a more like a bonus, a side job that it's not a primary, like a thing that you do with our device, which is a AI watch. The physical version of a AI. Uh, but you use that watch mainly to talk, to chat, to interact with AI models that based on real person, and then you in the same time you get bonuses as this watch is serving as a deeping device for CDM. So that's one thing I want to add. It's not like sometimes you don't have to make your device specialized as a deeping or like a primary function as a deeping device, but also it can be a secondary function to serve as a deeping device that as a bonus that comes with the primary function.
Yep, and that just goes to show you the pliability and the flexibility of this ecosystem. Like there's just so many different ways to flex it. Whichever way you want. As a company building and also a consumer, you can be a part of the ecosystem in many ways. And I'm going to ask one more question, and then I'm going to read through all the questions in the comments to pick out a few to ask the panel. And so my last question for the panel is, you guys have been building these DePin applications for a couple of years now. You're going to continue to build. What do you feel that the future is going to look like in this growing industry? Yes, Marion?
The honest truth, and I'm going to be super honest here, I think that DPIN as a term is a little bit of a fad. that's just kind of the reality. With crypto, these terms love to come in and out. There are cycles of hotness and things like that, but that doesn't mean that the model itself will go away. Even if you hear the term DePin less, that doesn't mean that the model is any less viable. So bear in mind, like we've been in business for 6 years now as a DePin. And it's gone extremely well for us. Other similar decentralized models like ride sharing, lots of things like that right now. Like in California here, solar is really big. A lot of things are taking on that more decentralized model. So I think the future of DePin may not have the word DePin attached to it so readily. However, the concept of it is so useful for anything with physical infrastructure, that the concept, I think, is just going to become kind of part of the tech diaspora. You know what I mean? So we can expect that more and more DePin as a concept is going to underlay um, the infrastructures uh, of technology. I think it's just going to become very normal because it works so well.
Sure. Yeah, and I could definitely see some challenges along the way with new industries and getting the right data, and in, including the data into the blockchain to make sure that everything is seamless and everybody is up to date on what's going on. But you're completely right. DePIN is going to be a major change for users, and people are going to be a little skeptical at the beginning. We're right now at the discovery phase of the word DePIN and what it means and what can it do and all these different things. That's how new we are with what's going on. But in the future, there's going to be so many new industries that are going to be trying this out, and people are going to be skeptical. They're going to be like, "What is this? How can we possibly earn for just doing what we've always done before?" And they're going to think it's too good to be true. But that's where crypto and Web3 are really going to shift the way people think of their data, of their time, of their attention. There's so many of those factors that go into monetizing all this.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. Um, the best technologies give people more than what they think they can have, right? Um, people kind of get used to a certain level of service of the world around them. I think I forget what his name was, but in the late 1800s, there was a head of the U.S. Patent Office who literally resigned because he said every invention had already been invented and that there was nothing left to invent. This is a true story. You can look this up. Um, and it's so narrow-minded to think that everything that we will ever have has already exists. Uh, Never think that something tech related is too good to be true if its promises are within reason, right? And I think you can be rewarded for the data that you produce, or you can be part of the system that you take part in is not too good to be true. That's a perfectly reasonable expectation. You should expect that. You deserve that. We all do. Um, so I'm really hoping that people really get on board with that.
Right. We've been selling our data for I don't know how long, and oh yes, William.
Yeah, kind of building on what was said, I think once people realize a lot of the things that we just kind of give larger companies for free that can be monetized in a way, I think there's going to be more and more adoption. It may not, like you said, exist in the name of, it being called DPIN, but I think there's a lot to be gained from people understanding and being onboarded onto something that really just rewards them for, the data and the other things that we take for granted that are just kind of given out or so willy nilly. I kind of I feel the same way about a lot of different things within Web3. It's really just kind of, scraping back, some of the things that we take for granted, and just kind of getting back that freedom. I think that's what DePin and all these other initiatives provide us, as consumers here.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree. Well, that was the end of my questions. If anybody else on the panel has any questions for each other or any comments, please jump up here and say it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the comments real quick, and we're gonna pick a few. If you guys see any questions that you think are good, just raise your hand. You can read off the question, and we're happy to reward that question. Or I can pick them, whichever, but I'll pick the first one at least. And so as I go through these, I do see, and of course, you have to be in the panel, or pardon me, you have to be in the space present, and I'll call on you to jump up here to make sure you are here from the question. So the question that I found is from Umar. Umar, love it. What are the main advantages of building a project on DePin, and what aspect of the crypto industry is particularly suited for it? Umar, awesome question, man. If you're in here, go ahead and. Oh, you're already a speaker. You're already a speaker? How?
Yes, I've been up here since the beginning of the space. So.
Oh, gotcha, man. Gotcha. Well, I'm not. I think maybe I accidentally just pressed on it, but that's an absolute coincidence. He wasn't like predetermined or anything. That was one of the best questions that I found so far. But just real quick for the panel, Umar, awesome question. What are the main advantages of building a project on DePin? Does anybody have any quick remarks on that one? I think we listed most of them. Yeah, Marion. Yeah, please.
Yeah, as you said, we really have gone ahead and listed most of them. But just to kind of reiterate, since the question did come up, from our point of view, data is an obvious choice for DePin. There are other things that are great for it, but data is kind of the modern currency, right? It's the oil of the internet age. So it makes sense to kind of mine that how it can be mined, right? And the advantages of DePin are exactly what we've talked about. You can grow exponentially in a way you could not otherwise on a traditional infrastructure network.
Right. Perfectly said. The scalability is endless. So, Umar, man, awesome question. Thank you so much, brother, for taking the time and joining us in the space. Congratulations on your $25 in USDT. What do you plan to do with it? Anything fun?
Oh, I like the presentation of XYO, so I guess I'm going to invest in XYO.
Oh, thank you so much, Umar.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Lovely. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drop you off here, and don't forget to message us Web3M to get your prize. All right. Thank you very much. All right. And did anybody in the panel pick another question? Did anybody see anything that they really loved? If you didn't, that's fine. If you did, that's fine too. Whichever. All right. It looks like I found one. And Ben, you have you have the most questions. So hats off to you with all the awesome questions, and thanks for dropping those. Let me pick which one. I found it a second ago. Something about AI. Okay, this one struck me as the most interesting. How do you see the integration of AI and machine learning technologies enhancing DePin networks? Awesome question, brother. Awesome question. Anybody? I know that's a pretty tough one. Oh yes, Marion, please.
Yeah, I actually have to reverse that because we think, and forgive me for this, I understand that the question was specifically how can AI enhance DePin, but we actually think that DePin can enhance AI. And the reason we think that, okay, so much is going into AI right now. It's either it may be coming in without the permission of the people who are generating the data, and it's not really vetted that well, unless humans are curating it carefully and vetting it before it goes into a machine learning model. There's not a lot of verification for the data that's going in, and it's been noted that probably some of the reasons that we're seeing generative AI create art and create writing is that those have high tolerances for error. So, and you can see it. It's it's been termed AI goop. It's that tendency for images to be a little bit wonky or answers to be a little bit wrong. And we think that DePin, specifically DePins that do data like XYO does, can feed in data that is verified, that is trustless, that is sovereign, that people are either opting into or even getting rewarded or paid for, into the AI model, to ensure that what the AI model is producing is as accurate as possible. We think DePins could be the solution to ensuring that AI is accurate and that everyone participating in AI is willing.
Gotcha. I couldn't agree more. The the separation between the data, real time data, and data on the blockchain. Being able to seamlessly connect those and sync those together has, to me, from what I've heard from all the awesome AI applications that I've had the pleasure of talking to, are coming in contact with. And the data is always changing, and it's just a matter of making sure that's up to date. So that's an awesome answer. Thank you, Marion. And Ben, what's up, brother? Thanks so much for that question. What do you intend to do with the prize of 25 USDT? Anything fun?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to share some to the community members as well.
Oh,
I said I'm going to share some to the community members as well. Martin. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey, Carlton, I think you just muted yourself.
oh, yes, I did. What was I muted the entire time?
You were.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I was just saying, thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. That was awesome. I learned a ton from all the insights. Thank you to the panel, XYO, Plutope, Soul AI, William. If you guys haven't had a chance to follow them, go ahead and send them a follow. Stay informed. This space is growing rapidly, and these guys have been building, and they have some of the best applications in the industry. So don't hesitate. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And if anybody else has anything before we drop off, please.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful today.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for hosting and thank you for everybody.
Nice guys. Cheers. Talk to you later.